Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the University of Puerto Rico, please welcome Carlos E. Rodríguez-Díaz.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Thank you to the conference organizers and to the scientific committee to invite me to share some thoughts about the bridge to the future as regards to the HIV in the Caribbean. After such amazing 3 days, it's very encouraging and challenging to speak about the future of the HIV response in the Caribbean, as we are getting to know better our challenges, and definitely we are moving with more than baby steps. During the last months, we've been commemorating 30 years since the HIV was first identified among us. Today, we certainly know more about the HIV epidemic. That knowledge should serve us well to understand that we are facing an epidemic that, like the virus, is mutating and creating resistance. We are definitely in front of an epidemic in which the modes of transmission are changing across the Caribbean, not because of the risk practices, but because of the environments and the social structures. We are facing an epidemic that, due to the advances in treatment, is also providing some people with HIV to live longer and healthier. And all this in the midst of a global economic challenges that are impacting the resources available. The current trends suggest that we move our interventions from risk models that, while are effective in addressing some behavioral changes, may lack a holistic perspective to better address all the aspects that shape the opportunity people may have to stay healthy. We are called to consider the determinants of health, or those complex, integrated, and overlapping social structures and economic systems that are responsible for most health inequities. Our ultimate goal should be our social capability of promoting population's health and ensure the environments, policies, economic, and political means to have the best possible health status in our Caribbean. These approaches should be taken acting locally, understanding the global implications, and investing in sustainable ways. And there are ways of strengthening the effort and bridge to sustainability. First of all, don't give up. And this is for all of us. You, no matter if you're here because you started just working on the HIV field, or because you've been challenging the HIV epidemic since the very beginning. Furthermore, it doesn't matter if you're just here as a companion or as an observer. We all are responding to a special call that this is relating us with HIV in the Caribbean. We are of those that haven't ignored what's going on. Our knowledge and experiences are engaging us in the future response to HIV. We are doing amazing things, and we will continue incorporating new means for prevention and treatment. We must evaluate our efforts so the efficacy and effectiveness of our interventions can be better understood. It's just with evidence generated through evaluation that we will be able to successfully replicate good practices. This is also a call to collaborate. Continuing the efforts imply getting support to do a better job. Transdisciplinary approaches are demonstrating to be the more effective ways in halting the epidemic. These collaborations include equal participations of practitioners, researchers, community members, stakeholders, and policymakers. It also implies using participatory approaches in the development of regional, national, and agency-based programming. Sustainability also requires documenting our activities. It is only learning from our past mistakes that we can build a bright future, and there is no way that the future generations can do this if there is no evidence of what we have been doing. Finally, we have to believe and trust in our work. We are certainly doing amazing things, and time characterized by multiple challenges can be discouraging. But these times are also opportunities to get creative. We shall not let these challenges be more powerful than our capabilities, knowledge, and passion. I want to be wrong about all this. I want to think that the plans for the future will need a fast shift. I want to think that we are very close to a vaccine that will help prevent infection or to treatment that will facilitate the cure. Let me share with you something personal. I belong to a generation that was born after HIV was identified and started switching the history of humankind. I belong to a generation that doesn't know a world without HIV. That has an enormous impact in the way many of us understand the HIV epidemic. As many of you, we want to know a world without HIV. And I want to believe that the future is bright. In the words of a friend, and he shared this the other day through Facebook, we all have the opportunity of being part of one of the most expected challenges of this time, the end of the HIV epidemic. My insight to the future? Yes, we are ready to take the baton. But let's be generous. Using the words of Albert Camus, let's be generous towards the future, giving it all to the present. Gracias. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Creative Director of Social and Scientific Systems, Beverly Valdez.